Yes, guys, good evening and welcome to the 1927 podcast. Tonight I am joined by my co-host, Mr. Rhys David Evans. Good evening, buddy. How are you?
Evening. Well, disappointed with the point, but not bad.
Yeah, it's a tricky one, isn't it? I think coming off the back of 2 defeats, going away against Sheffield Wednesday, I think, and on that, before the game, I think I would have taken a point, but I think we was lucky, really. Obviously, I didn't go to watch the game today. I watched it on the telly. But poor performance, to be honest. And like you would have thought the players would have come back chomping at the bit after a couple of weeks off, international break. But it looked as if we were still on the bus, to be honest. I know you didn't watch much of the game itself, but you've caught up on the highlights and things. What did you make of the highlights? If you can call them highlights, really.
Honestly, I thought we were carved open far too easy. The defence, they were all over the place. NG for one of the chances. He was out of position, didn't track a runner. When he did track back, he left a massive gap. It just looked so bad. Honestly, it was just non-stop attack from Sheffield from the highlights I've seen. It just looked like, you think now, week off now, most of them haven't played, some have, 1 or 2 have, but you thought they come back fit and fresh. Away from home, a point is always good, but the performance was not there today, and that's a big worry.
Yeah, and it's something we'll come on to in a bit, because obviously the selection raised a few eyebrows, especially as the bench. We'll come on to that in a second. But Paul's in the chat. Evening, Matt and Rhys. Number 1 show in our hearts, lol. Cheers, Paul. We have been lucky enough tonight to have a super chat off Becky, I'm guessing. The breakdown is going to be juicy tomorrow, by the way, because Sai is currently sat by me sulking, grumpy old fella. So, yeah, keep your eye out for the breakdown show tomorrow with Sai. I think Sai might be having a bit of a rant tomorrow, guys. So, appreciate that.
Now? Do we get £2.50? Do we get £2.50 each from this PayPal live chat?
Yes, it'll be sent over to you, but I'll send it over to you via PayPal, right? So let's break it down. Let's start right at the very beginning then. So obviously, what was your thoughts when the team sheets come out, bud?
So disappointed, honestly.
In what aspect was you disappointed then?
So we know Welgazi didn't travel. You're looking at O'Dowda playing left wing, hopefully. He's ended up left back. You're thinking, that's our best attacking option on the wing, that is O'Dowda. And you look at the lineup and you see Matty's on the wing. I was thinking, what's he done to deserve a place on the bench? Never mind the start. He's been consistent for us, to be fair to him. Consistently useless, Matty has. He's been absolutely awful. Now, I don't know if that's an attitude problem, ability problem. Maybe we're just at a level he can't do no more. Maybe he should drop down level, but again, I don't see what he offers us at all. He's just absolutely not at the level. And to have a little tantrum when he gets subbed off, mate, do us a favour, will you? Show some respect to the fans. None of us want you in for starters anyway. But then you're looking at the bench, right? I said to you earlier, you look at the bench, there's not one player on there that's a game changer. Not one game changer on the bench. Chris Willock, maybe. But he doesn't bring him on. But again, there's no one on that bench that can come on, take the scruff of the game. They had Callum Patterson, Jamal Lowe that can come on. There's 2 players there alone that can make a difference. Paul Valentin can come on, make a difference. We got no one. And it's just so disappointing we see that. You know we've taken rained off. Give the kid a chance. What's he got to do to get ahead of Kanga? What has Kanga got on the manager? He must have photos of him or something in a wig or in a dress. Yeah. There's no way that Kanga in that team sheet ever. He's garbage.
What baffles me, and there's a couple of people I've seen on different sites on social media after the game and before the game, starting to get frustrated now with Rhys's tactics, in the sense that, you know, the bench that he's picking in. Like, you had Jamalu Collins on the bench, Joel Bagan on the bench. So we're picking 2 like-for-like players on the bench and like leaving the likes of Reindorf not even in the matchday squad. He's travelled all the way to Sheffield, but not getting a look in. So knowing full well Kanga's not up to scratch either, and he hasn't scored. He come on today, the ball played up to him, completely missed the ball. and it's just poor. But I don't want to focus too much on slating people, and we're not slating people. Is obviously we've got our opinions. There's a comment there as well from Jonathan Davis. How didn't Willock have any involvement today? Again,
I agree. Yeah,
but it's some of his tactical things, really starting to come under scrutiny. Really, I suppose, and people are starting to, really look at it, and I just don't know if he's, I feel he's shooting himself in the foot at the moment.
It's a tough one because I think you look at the starting 11 and that's our strongest group of players. After the starting 11, we've got no one else. And to be fair, he didn't recruit them players on the bench. We've needed a striker now for the last how many seasons have we been a striker? We've still not got out and goal one. We brought in 4 defenders or whatever it is. So something's got to happen. I mean, who is looking at the players like Matty and Kanga? Who's scouting these players? Because they need to lose their job because it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
But again, I think January can't come quick enough for us because it's a tough one because right now he's probably been told, do the best you can until January, we'll see where you are. If you're struggling, we'll bring in Bilic. But, if that happens, that man will have money to spend in January. He'll be able to strengthen in January. And then everyone can say then, see, we told you he's not good enough. So it's kind of like a lose-lose situation right now. He's got to do the best he can with what he's got. And what he's got isn't that much. I mean, let's be honest. NG is not the same right back he was the last 2 years. He looks bang average now. The midfield too will look okay, but if you keep give Ruben no space, no time on the ball, he's quiet. I mean, if Robertson goes off injured, who are you going to put on top? It's just such a thin, bare squad.
Yeah,
it is.
And I don't think he'll get funds come January to go out and spend money. We'll be reliant on loans and frees.
Yeah. Again. I think it'll be low. I think it'll be the low market. I think he'll be told to use that until the summer, and then we can go again and strengthen. But it's one of those where a few defensive players need to go out first, but we desperately need bodies in up top. We do. So before we look at selling anyone, we got to get players in. Like we need a number 8 for when Robertson or Turnbull are injured or tired. We got to get some there. We've got to get a 10 in because Ruben's not doing it every week. Again, he's too easy to stop now. Yes, in my opinion. And I think once you figure him out, you can just do. You can keep on the game. You need a right winger that can come on if Tana's tired, because Matey's not a winger and he's not a striker. And we need a number 9 because if Robertson's out injured and you're looking at a Tete, Kanga, and Matey up top, well, give up now, like, honestly.
All right, let's jump into the comments before we go back to the starting side. Paul says, we've been like this before. Everything looks as it was when Bullet was in charge. It looked disjointed and we was always second best against the poor Sheffield Wednesday team. Yeah, that's a fair comment. I thought, 50-50 balls. Sheffield Wednesday looked more hungry. They were at the ball quicker than any Cardiff player was. How didn't Willock? Yeah, we've seen that one. Martin Ryan. 2 left backs and 2 defensive midfield players on the bench. I think we touched
that's a strange one to see, Addis. 2 left backs on the bench, and you got your best left winger at left back. That's baffling to me. That is. I don't understand the thinking behind that.
Yeah. JT, I'd rather have Di Hunt up front than Callum Patterson. Fair enough. Jonathan Davis, Matey starting baffled me. Then Kang got off the bench. I just knew we were offering nothing. Paul, list of players need to be gone in January. Matey, Kanga, Hovarth for starters. We have nothing up front. We are relying on Robinson, who is carrying injuries. Then we have to rely on Matey, Kanga, who are poor.
Yep.
Tech, evening, buddy. Ruben looked like he had a Welsh camp hangover. Yeah, I think going back to Rhys's comment where perhaps teams are finding him out now when they put in players, extra defenses, extra players on him then. I think he's probably looking a bit quieter. That's what you pretty much said earlier, Rhys, wasn't it?
If you watch Ruben, as a number 10, he needs time on the ball and space to operate. And I think you put a man over there on him, and all of a sudden, he can't do nothing. He's kept cut the game. He seems to favour the right-hand side as well, closer to Tana, which is why our biggest threat is O'Dowd on the left, because there's so much space there. Because by keeping a man over on that side, they've left space on the left. And we just don't exploit it enough. We just I just think there's a lot of tactical stuff we're not doing right now.
Yeah.
I don't know what's happened, but a few months back, we had Ramsey in the stands, Rawls in the stands, giving tactical feedback to Rhys. I don't know if they're still doing it, but something's changed because the players looked absolutely off it today. Yeah. Hopefully, it's a one-off. Hopefully, tired, long journey, come back from the international break, they're tired, rest them tomorrow now, and all of a sudden, Wednesday, they'll kick on and smash QPR, hopefully. That's the ideal situation, but who knows?
Yeah. Jonathan Davis, do you think Rhys got pulled out to Malaysia just to be told to use Kanga? He had no involvement before the trip. Now he's getting ahead of Willock. I think he was getting used before he went to Malaysia. In fairness, he was having the odd appearance off the bench, wasn't he? So I don't think anything's changed there. It wouldn't have. But I don't know.
I wouldn't say his appearance. I just call him showing up and just standing like an idiot and looking absolutely useless.
Ruben goes missing in games. He should be an 8 or 9 out of 10 player, but at best 5 or 6. And we ask why Bellas is not looking at him for Wales. John Watkins, when City defenders had the ball, they were put under pressure. When Sheffield Wednesday defenders in possession, they seem to be given more space and time. Is this a tactical decision? That's a great point you picked up on here, John. I felt that today. Especially Gutas. Every time Gutas had the ball, they put so much pressure on him today.
This is something we talk about a lot, though. This is the high press. The high press that we've been lacking. So I don't know why. Under Bullet last season, we started with a high press and we took teams apart. Coventry at home, 3-2. We're 3-0 up, I think we did pretty early on because we had a high press. We put them under pressure, caused mistakes, got a goal. Now we just seem to sit off teams. We just stand off and let teams play. And you're up against Barry Barnard, mind. Barry Barnard can make things happen. You can't get pressed like that time on the ball. I don't understand what the tactical thinking is. Press teams high, press them all the pitch, cause them to make mistakes. I can't explain enough like how standing off, we just invite pressure and we can't handle it. We crumble. It happens all the time.
Yeah. Martin Ryan, we were lucky today. They took Windass off. I thought he was a dangerous player for them. Again, he was another one who wasn't happy coming off, threw things on the ground, kicked something as well. So he was frustrated. We have some of the most highly rated fullbacks and wingbacks in the country in the 18s and 23s. We could have pace if we wanted.
I don't think it's pace that's lacking. I think it's I don't know what I think it's an attitude problem. I mean, NG, you don't go from being one of the best right backs in the league 2 years running to being this bang average player. It's got to be an attitude problem.
Yeah,
there's something there. I'm not being funny, but you don't just lose your ability overnight. Like,
here's another question from Martin. Then, why did they start Tanner on the left? He is most effective playing on the right. So I think they switched it, didn't they? After not so long into the game, obviously Matty started off on the right, Tanner on the left. But I would much prefer to have seen Tanner start on the right and Chris Willock started on the left because that's what position he has been playing, haven't he? Willock, when he has started or come into games. But for whatever reason today, he's gone perhaps with a more physical player in Matty. And I think that's all he does offer, really, is his physicality. And sometimes, well, not sometimes, he gives so many silly free kicks away where he's over or too physical then. And gives free kicks away in silly areas where it just allows them then time and a thing to just rest and get rid of the ball, clear the ball. Like it's so frustrating giving cheap free kicks away when you haven't got to give them away.
Yeah, again, I won't be surprised if he's gone in January. A club like Portsmouth, who's struggling at the bottom or towards the bottom of the league, suit him to the T. They would. I think with not to say with a better club than he is, but I think with a higher standard.
Did Ruben receive one decent pass today? ? We gave the ball away time and time again. The one who looked after the ball was first off, E.G. Robertson.
I don't agree with that, see. I think the best players, right, who can receive any kind of ball and they can make stuff happen with it. I mean, Barry Barnard doesn't get the best ball all the time, but he gets on it and he creates things. Yeah. If Ruben's not getting the best ball, change your positioning. Come a bit closer to receive the ball. Don't just stand there waiting for it, hoping to turn in space. Come forward to the ball, come and receive it, take it on and build up play. Link it up. I don't agree with that.
I don't think Ruben was our worst player out on the field today. Far from it. But all over the pitch, we just give the ball away too easily, and Sheffield Wednesday were were much more hungrier to get that ball back. Even when they lost the ball, they were fighting to get the ball back, and they just wanted it more than what we did by the look of it today.
I will say we were a lot deeper tactically as well.
Yeah,
I thought we were a lot deeper. We weren't exactly expansive.
Jonathan Davis said Tanner looked good today, mind. I thought he had a fairly decent game, in fairness. Unlucky with a shot right at the end as well. Could have forced a rebound. Martin says Ruben didn't have many decent passes second half, to be fair. Size in the chat. As I said in the preview, stop Bannon, stop Wednesday. All we need was legs in midfield. Game was screaming for Siopis.
I think he had a bit of a poor game when he came on.
Yeah, I didn't think he was great when he came on either. And Martin just outlined by there now. Siopis got skinned 9 times out of 10 when he came on. I suppose it's a difficult game to get into when you're coming off the bench as well, mind. But that's my defence of him. But yeah, he did. The pace in midfield seemed to be a little bit too much for him. Jonathan Davis, they put Matty left at the start, so Tanner going left was probably to play Matty on his stronger side, where we could have put Willock on the left and had a lot more movement. I think that's what we pretty much said. I understand that, mate. Not saying he was the answer late on, but we had no plan to put Bannon under pressure. Guy's quality, but he's also old. We just allowed him to dictate everything, which was frustrating.
That's the same with everyone playing against lately. We just drop deep, allow them time on the ball, allow them to create stuff, and we just invite pressure. And every time they come forward, we take 2 steps back, hoping they'll split it to the wings and cross the ball, and we can defend it. It seems to be a running theme with us in the last few managers. There's no actual tactical awareness, I don't think.
Anyone think this is a result of players down in tools? Maybe knowing more than us fans are being told that Rhys is not getting the job because the last few games we have been very poor. Interesting comment. Can't say that. I agree or not disagree with that, but I haven't heard anything.
I don't know nothing about that, but again, the attitude the players are putting in. I mean, it's not the same way we've expected to see a club our size. We need to have players who are running for the badge, and at the minute, none of them look like they are. Like it's half-hearted, standing off.
Robertson was crowded out every time he got the ball. Sheffield Wednesday wanted. The pitch was poor, suited their more physical approach. I think he added a bit more to this one. Robertson was crowded out every time he got the ball. Sheffield Wednesday done him every time he got the ball. He's up against it by 2 or 3. But that's what teams are going to do. If you've got a strong player in certain areas, like teams have been doing, they put in that extra, defender on him, and it's nullifying any potential threat that they can make. So, you've got to say fair play to Sheffield Wednesday for making him quiet. What we've got to look at is if he is getting nullified in situations, what can we do as a plan B if he is getting targeted and, man-marked type of thing.
If they put 2 or 3 players on you, there's space somewhere else on the pitch. We need to find that space, exploit it somehow. If that means get the ball wide quicker, get it quicker, get out to Turnbull quicker, we've got to do that. We've got to start exploiting teams because we keep setting up, I think, to avoid defeat. I think we set up against Portsmouth and Plymouth to win the game. And when we do set up that way, we do look attacking, we do look strong. Right now, we just look like we're trying to avoid defeat every week. And it's not the best.
No. Lewis, does my head in when Rita says we have a full strength squad and then when the team comes out, players are missing? So on that comment, I wanted to go back and touch upon the starting defence today. So obviously, the starting defenders today were NG, Gutas, Darland and O'Dowda. I think we all prefer O'Dowda further up the pitch. And like you said earlier, it's a shock having Bagan and Collins both on the bench. Frustrating, if anything. I wanted to see what your thoughts are on the current partnership of Gutas and Darland. I know you're not a huge fan of Chambers, but I feel the partnership him and Gutas had, is far better than what Gutas and Darland are playing at the moment. Granted, I know they've only had the odd game here and there because Chambers I think he was poorly for the last game, wasn't he? And obviously he wasn't in the squad today. So what's your thoughts on that partnership? Am I reading too much into it? Have they not had enough game time together, do you think?
It's a tough one, because I think when we seen Darland at the start of the season, he reminded me a bit of John Stones. He likes to get the ball, run forward, bring others into play. He looks solid, he did, to be fair. Chambers looks like he's a mistake in him every single game. But I don't know what it is, but when Chambers plays, Gutas is a different kind of animal. He looks a different defender. I don't know if that's because he thinks, I know what he's going to do, I can just do my job now. And maybe they do need more game time together. But the issue is, when you're in a relegation fight like we are, let's be honest, we are fighting relegation this season. It's hard to say then, do I give these two lads more time to try and hopefully find something, or do I revert back to what's worked so far? So, Darland looks like the future sort of defender for us next season, I think. I think this is going to be Gutas last year. I think it'll be Chambers, Gutas now again when he's back fit. And then next season, it'll be Gutas. It'll be Chambers and Darland. I just think that Gutas plays better with Chambers. I don't know why. I don't know if it's a confidence thing, if it's an understanding. They just seem to be a better partnership together. But to be fair, today the tight defence was all over the place. I thought they looked very poor, so I'm not blaming just them two. They might come out.
What do you think is going through Will Fish's head when he sat on the bench and he's seeing performances like that out there today? Go on, sorry.
As I say, it's one of those with Will Fish, right? He's never really done anything to prove himself. I mean, I'll not be funny. Has he had a full season anywhere? I'm not too sure myself, but I don't know if he's had has he played a championship player or Scotland? He's been playing at Hibernian. Yeah. I'm not being funny, but the championship's a different level to the Scottish Premier League. He's 21 years old. You've got Darland, experienced centre half. Gutas, experienced centre half. Chambers, experience. He can't have no complaints really when he sees the quality ahead of him.
Yeah.
If I were him, I'd be asking, can I do the same as McGuinness and go on loan to League One in January for 6 months and come back a better player for him next year? That's what I'd be doing. But I just think at the minute, the whole defence looked ropey today, to be honest, too.
Yeah. Let's go back into the comments quickly then. So, Paul is not far off from some of the comments he made earlier. Getting you to make sure you tune in for the breakdown tomorrow, guys. Jonathan Davis, the game against QPR screams 0-0 at the moment. Both teams with no confidence.
I hope not. I hope not.
Yeah, Turnbull was ineffective today, as were most. So it wasn't just him, I don't think. Mart, I thought he was sloppy, mate, to be honest, and his distribution was poor. This is an interesting comment, so it'll be interesting to see your take on this. We missed Chambers' distribution into midfield. His passing is more crisp than both Gutas and Darland.
Yeah, again, it might be a thing where the midfielders know if Gutas on the ball, I can drop a bit. I'm going to come as deep to pick the ball up. I can stay a bit further forward, or I come near to get the ball. But I don't know what it was. I just think today everyone was off it. And I think I don't want to blame the defenders because I think everyone was off it today. There's only one or two players who looked like. I mean, let's be honest. Alnwick's a captain for a reason. He led by example today. He did. I thought Alnwick, the saves he was pulling out, he kept us in that game. But other than that, I thought majority of them I just thought just didn't want to be there today, and I think I showed. So I'm not going to blame anything. Who knows? We might play QPR now Wednesday. Darland and Gutas might have the game of their lives together and kick on and have a fantastic partnership.
And,
it's chalky.
We know, and that's what, as fans, that's what we want, isn't it? We want them to be, but I just think at the moment is whether or not they need a couple of more games together just to get a bit more of an understanding. But my personal opinion is I prefer Chambers and Gutas just because they look much stronger. I have no doubt Darland has the ability to play there. And like I said, he's a youngster, so he's going to be our future. But at the moment, given the situation we're in, if Chambers is fit, I think we've got to pick him. but obviously he's not fit because he wasn't in the squad today. There's a couple of comments in there as well saying Darland had a better second half. Jaden, evening, buddy. What a shit show today. Let's be fair, on another day, we would have lost that 3 or 4-1. Yeah, but I think, again, we had the odd chance here and there where we could have nicked a goal as well, really. So it was definitely one of them ones today. Paul, Chambers is a talker at the back, which is what we miss. Darland and Kutas are not communicating. I saw a lot of pointing but not talking.
Good point, guys, because one's Norwegian and one's Greek. I don't think either speak English. So, but again, communication is a big thing at the back. So if neither can speak English, that's a big miss. That is, to be fair.
Yeah. Paul, I was always taught being a right back to close down crosses so wide. So many crosses came in our box. Horrible feeling QPR will turn us over on Wednesday. They do a result and not a happy place for us over the years. Also, too many players on last year of deals and will lead to more inconsistency. So that's something we'll come on to a little bit later before we close, shut up shop for the evening. But Jack Arnick, I just wanted to touch upon him because obviously you said he kept us in the game. He did have some, great saves today. And given his personal circumstances, I think his partner had a baby on the 19th of November. So congratulations to Jack there.
Yeah.
Could have quite easily have probably said, I'm not traveling, I'm staying at home. Baby's a couple of days old type of thing. But fair play to him. He put in a hell of a shift today. Like you said, leading by example. And obviously, if it weren't for him, we wouldn't have come away with anything, to be honest. Go on.
The proper captain, I think. It's fine. It's good we found a captain now. And I just, because Rolls is back, you don't take the captaincy off him. I think we finally found a leader out there, to be fair.
That's what I was going to ask you. What's your opinion then? Rolls come onto the pitch, fairly early into the second half and was given the captain's armband. I don't agree with that, I don't think.
We all love Rolls, right? We all think he's a wonderful player for us. He was fantastic. Not questioning his dedication, nothing. He's not a leader. We've seen he's not a leader. He's been a captain for the last how many years? He is not a leader. I'm not being funny. Alnwick has come in. I think he looks like someone who takes command of the back. He's vocal. He looks like a proper leader. Rolls isn't a leader. I don't understand why they give the captain's armband. Yeah. Is it because he's been a longer? Make him a club captain. That's fine, whatever. But he's not a matchday captain. With Sean Morrison.
Isn't that Ramsey's job? Isn't Rambo like club captain or something?
Oh, well, I think he's club captain, yeah. But again, you're looking back, right? You've had Sean Morrison, Peltier, Aaron Gunnarsson, Saul Bam. We had proper leaders. And you'd think, right, Wolsey would have taken something off one of them. He's not a leader for me. He does not inspire me. If he's a captain, he doesn't inspire me. Someone like Alnwick, I think you see him come shout to the back four. He's vocal, he's commanding. That's what you want. I think that he's a leader. I don't agree taking the captain's armband off him. That's pointless. What difference does it make? Why does he need to have the armband anyway? If he's a leader on the pitch, he doesn't need that band to have it on to do his job. Just do your job. Don't worry about tail to keep. Oh.
That was my point, really. If the captain was going off and the armband had to be given to somebody else, then fair enough. But I don't think it should have been taken off Jack Arnick and given to Rolls just because he came on the pitch, type of thing. I'm not sure I agree. I think Rolls, he's a legend. 300 odd plus games. He's there for a reason. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, I just don't see him as a captain. I'm not being funny, right? It's one of those. We go 1-0 down, right? You look to the captain to get the players lifted up and stuff. He's not doing that. He doesn't do that. Mm-hmm. He doesn't get the game with the scruff of the neck and drag in, get the players going. He doesn't do that for me. I don't think Rolls is a captain. We've got no real leaders at the club. He's not a real leader. I love the guy. I just don't think
certain aspects I'd agree. Certain aspects I don't. I think since he hasn't been in the team, I think our set piece we've struggled. The delivery, and I know that's not necessarily captaincy thing. But I just like his nitty gritty. Sometimes you can pick up a yellow card for silly challenges. But I like him in the squad. I think he's a player that we definitely need to keep in and around the squad going forward. But I don't think going forward next year he'll be captain just because he's not going to feature as much as perhaps he'd like to.
I think he's an impact player for us now. I think he'll be an impact sub player now. Again, you look at the captains we've had over the years, and then you stand them next to Rolls, and you think, I just don't think he's he's not a leader for me. Like, he just doesn't inspire. I don't think he inspires. We go 1-0 down, or everyone's heads drop. He's not up there, get him going. I think we've seen it too often. We do need to get a captain, a proper leader. I think that's one area we've lacked out for a while. And you could tell that by some of the results and some of the performances certain players are putting in.
Yeah, Paul, Steve doesn't agree with you, but absolute rubbish. Rose is a leader. It's only Rhys's opinion. We're all entitled to opinions. All the respect for Rose as a player for what he's done, but captain is what he's not. That's one position the next manager needs to do and sort a younger captain to take us through the next few years. No time for sentiment. We need leaders and a strong captain, somewhat younger, perhaps O'Dowda. Rolls should have come in for Turnbull, not Robinson. I think a combination of Robinson and Rolls would have stabilised this second half. Potentially, and again, let's all... Go on.
Go on. Well, go on, sorry.
I was just going to say, is little things like that now, perhaps the manager will look and reflect back on and learn and perhaps realise that the changes that he did make weren't the right ones. But, he was lucky today that it really didn't have an impact on the game. We was lucky to come away with a point, really.
Well, on a flip side, right, you look at games in blocks of 3. So we got Sheffield Wednesday, QPR, then Coventry. Say now we beat Coventry and QPR. That's 7 points from 9 games. We're looking back saying that draw wasn't too bad.
Yeah.
It's a good point, that is. So I think a bit of perspective looking back, we'd probably say that's a good point doing today. It wasn't the best performance. We held out for a point. We dug in. So it could turn out to be a great point. I think at the end of the month, we'll know what sort of a season we're looking at. Come December, we're still in a relegation battle. I think then we will be struggling for the rest of the season, a relegation battle. I think if we can get our way out of it now, I think one win takes us mid-table, I think it does. So, 2 wins in a row, all of a sudden, you're out to the playoffs at that point. Just get to January now in a solid mid-table position. You've got to probably have a better chance of bringing certain calibre of players in on loan anywhere. You're not getting players in that clubs are going, ooh, fighting relegation there, I don't want to have a lad going there. It could turn bad for him. So, we do need to start... it might turn out to be a good point today. So...
100%. It's definitely a good point. I think we've gone up one place to 21st. So, like you said, a point away against Sheffield Wednesday is, it's not the worst thing that could have happened today, I don't suppose. Martin Ryan says there's 12 teams are in a relegation battle. It's mad how close this league is, isn't it?
This is the best league in the world for me, this is.
Yeah, it's so exciting. Like you said, you can win 1 or 2 games, go up 6 or 7 positions, lose 1 or 2 games, and bang, you drag right back down into it.
I mean, you look at Millwall. Millwall beat Leeds 1-0, Burnley 1-0, 2-0 down against Sunderland, draw 2-2. A team like Millwall doing that, they're not being funny. They're not exactly free-flowing football. They're just hard to beat, to break you down there.
Well, I bet Meads' Christmas have come early, haven't they?
Oh, he's absolutely loving it. He is. Honestly, all I get all the time is playoffs. We're up this year, we are. You'll still be in the Championship next year, but we'll win the Premiership. But to be fair, Millwall, again, anyone can beat anyone in this league. This is the best league in the world.
Rolls was a top earner as well, which baffles me. He's not our best player. Right, that's enough on Rolls. We'll leave that there. Martin Ryan, Oxford are plummeting rapidly. Yeah, they had a really good start, didn't they? But for whatever reason, I think they're starting to struggle a little bit at the moment. Did you see their result against Middlesbrough today?
6-2. Oh.
Yeah, it's a bit of a... At home as well. Who's done a worse job, Tan or Halona? Halona spent a fortune making them that bad.
See, first of all, I think I can't stand Tan. I think it's a joke. However, the Hull owner made me laugh because last season he sacked Liam Rosnia because Rosnia refused to drop Ryan Allsop. And he missed out the playoffs on the last game of the season, I think it was. Sacked him, said it was a failure. Hired a Turk, or someone he knows from Turkey to be the manager, and now they look like they're in a relegation fight themselves. It just goes to show that when things are going right, some owners make stupid decisions. Do you know what I mean? It's absolutely baffling, some of the decisions are.
Yeah. That Liam Rosenia, I liked him as a manager. See, I would have been quite happy to have seen him at Cardiff, to be honest.
He's up to Strasbourg, after he got sacked from Hull, he went to Strasbourg, and to be fair, he did a wonderful job when he's at Derby as interim. He did a fantastic job at Hull. I mean, I'll not be funny. How he got the best out of Philogene, I have no idea. Philogene will never have a season like that again in his life.
No.
But he was just unplayable from.
Martin Ryan as well. Wish we had Rosenia.
Yeah, he was.
So let's move on to Wednesday then. Obviously, we'll park the bus today. I think we all agree that it wasn't the best performance in the world. But going away, early kickoff, 1-1 draw, a point earned rather than 3 points lost. Would you say? Or
rather than 2 points lost. Yeah, a point to it again. Whenever you go away from home, unless you're within 2-0, unless you're 2-0 up or 3-0 up, and you ruin it. A point away from home is always a good result. Let's be honest. Unless you're a top team and you expect to win every week, a point away from home is great. Let's be honest.
The last thing for me then, just on today, was the fact that we scored a goal in the 34th minute and conceded then like 2 minutes later. I just think we went off the boil. Concentration levels, you need at this level, you've got to be. They'd always say, don't they? Them top 2 inches are the most important, and you can't afford to switch off for a second at this level because you get punished. Yeah.
Again, as soon as you score, just see the next 5 minutes of the game out. It takes a sting out of them. All of a sudden, their fans are on their back because they're losing at home. But yeah, as always, we make it hard on ourselves. We never have do our job properly. It's always been a Canton fan.
So let's move on to Wednesday night then. QPR visiting Cardiff City Stadium. Do you see many changes being made?
I probably see that. I think El Ghazi will probably come back in. I think Matty will be dropped. I think, especially after the attitude problem as well, I think he'll be dropped. We'll probably see El Ghazi come back in. Will we see Chambers back? It depends if he's fit enough or not. I'm not sure. I'm not being funny. I'd love to see him.
I haven't seen anything, and there was a comment in the chat earlier. I'm not sure if it was Martin who said it, so apologies. I pulled it up, but he said he had a full squad to pick from, but then you look at Chambers wasn't there today.
Lewis, I think, posted.
No, was there?
He said about he's fed up of the manager kind of saying we've got a full squad, and all of a sudden his players are missing because of injury and stuff.
Yeah,
but again, the starting 11 sort of picks itself for us, right? We sort of know who's going to be where, who's going to play. It's the bench that's the important thing. We've got no one on our bench who's going to make a difference. We've got Rained off of the club, right? What does he have to do to get that call to sit on the bench? Kanga can't do it. We've seen Kanga can't do it. There's no point denying it now. We all know he can't do it. Just send him home. Just let him go on a holiday for the extra month or something.
Do you think there's something in his contract to say that he's got to be involved in the match day squad? Do you think it's got to be something like that, hasn't it?
Oh, if that's the case, I mean, whoever's doing these negotiations, they need to take a look at themselves because he's absolute garbage. If that's the case, we'll just leave him on the bench then. Just don't ever bring him on. Put Rained off on it. Don't need 2 left backs on the bench. 2 defenders. You got 7 positions you got on the bench, I think, you know. So a keeper, 2 defenders, so that's 3. You got 2 midfielders, 5, and 2 strikers you can run. I mean, that'll be funny. You just leave, put Rained off on. He's got to get a chance. Like, what more does that kid have to do to get game time? Like, I think it was only last month, 2 weeks ago, they finally announced that he's now training with the first team squad. Yeah. He should have been training with the first team squad a month before that because we seen what he was doing. So, I'm not being funny, but yeah, Willock should be on the bench ahead of Matty. I'd just drop Matty altogether, I would. I'd be telling him, look, find yourself a new club, son. You don't need you no more.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? We'll pay your wages if we have to. Just leave, like.
Yeah. And that's, I don't want to slate him too much, but I just think the type of football we want to play and should be playing is just extra couple of steps, couple of levels up from where he is as a player.
Yeah,
I just don't think he's got it.
There's no like I said, I know I criticised him tonight, mate, and Kanga. There's no shame in saying that you're not doing it anymore. I mean, listen, he could do a fantastic job at a high-end League One club or a struggling Championship club. I know we are struggling, but a Portsmouth, someone who's looking to bully defenders 90 minutes, he'll do that. We're not looking to play that football anymore. We're looking for a number 9 now who's going to run the channels, running behind defenders, play off the shoulder. It's a different kind of game. He can't play on the wing. We know he can't play on the wing. He's not got pace for it. So, thank you for all your effort you've done. Like, we've had some good memories. It's time to leave now, I think. No, you head-butt to Harry Darling. That's probably the highlight of your career for us.
I think. Did we play Reading in pre-season? Did we play Reading pre-season?
In the cup, no, pre-season. Yeah. We did. And he was friendly with them. I was back there if we have to. I mean, again.
I think, and I was talking to Reading fans walking back to the car, and I think they'd be quite happy to take him back, to be honest. But who knows?
Oh, they can have him.
So, what's your thoughts on Wednesday, Ember?
Looking forward to being back in the game, under the lights as well at the stadium. Can't wait to be back at Canton 103, buzzing to have that atmosphere again. It's one of those games. It's a must-win game. I think this is a 6-pointer. This is because we will be QPR fighting relegation this year. There's no doubt about it. And if we can nick 3 points off them and put them on the table for us, that's massive. We need to come out and attack them, not sit back and pressure. We need to go for the win. Make them set up to defend against us rather than to look to beat us. Use the width. Keep the ball flowing fast. Press high. I mean, you've got youngsters at the club. Use them if you have to. I mean, I can't. Just high press, expansive football. Let's just get stuck into them. Let's smash them. Like, come on, we could.
Yeah.
I don't see why we have to worry about being defensive against something like QPR. We should let other teams worry about what we're going to do. Let's go out and play our game. Let's stop worrying about what they can do to us. Like, it's.
Yeah, I think QPR will probably come to Cardiff on Wednesday. Obviously, they're going to come to try and upset, but I don't think it'll be pretty football. I think they'll try and get everybody behind the ball, and they'll play for a 0-0 draw. I think they're bottom of the league. They got 11 points. I think they've won 1 game and drawn 8. I think they drew again today with Stoke. I think they were at home as well. So that's not a bad result, a 1-0 draw with Stoke. So, they'll come there looking for a draw, and if they can perhaps nick a goal on a counter-attack. I think what we've got to do on Wednesday is not hit the panic buttons if we, we're still 0-0 after 20, 30 minutes type of thing. But you know what the fans are like. After 20, 30 minutes, if it's scrappy like it was today, fans can turn.
Every time we misplace a pass, every time we don't hit the right ball, all you hear is groans. Like, QPR players will know that. They know if they can keep us quiet for the first 20 minutes, our fan base will just turn. We always do it, let's be honest. As moaning, as groaning, as unhappy, as discontent. They'll just try and set up shop and keep us quiet all game. And then, like I said, hit on the counter, hit the set piece maybe. And it's one of those where we need to come out the traps fly in the first 5-10 minutes. It does my head in how slow we are starting games. We seem to take 10 minutes to get into a game all the time. And Plymouth, the first 5 minutes, Oberferry went clean through, missed a glorious chance, should have scored it. I think Portsmouth, same thing happened with them. Norwich, they went clean through after 5 minutes, should have scored. We start games so slow. We need to come out the traps, fly in against QPR, put them on the back foot, put them under pressure. Just play our own game. Stop worrying about what other people are going to play. Let's do our own thing. Honestly, it's so frustrating.
Yeah, I'm going for a 3-0 win Wednesday night anyway.
I hope so.
Comment here from Paul. Teams are now learning how to handle Colwell and stop the flow to the front men. 100%. But
we said this earlier.
We've talked about that a little bit earlier. Obviously, the game will be on TV Wednesday night. Think we'll struggle to get a decent crowd there Wednesday, but
I think we struggle to get decent crowds at the stadium regardless. Just before Christmas as well now, I think that will have a big impact. It's cold, it's late. It's on TV. I think, they'll say it's like 17, 18,000. It'll be about 14,000 there. We'll be there though, so I don't care. I'll be there. I don't care. I can't wait to be back.
Yeah.
I've missed football so much. The last game I was at was Norwich, so it's been a while now. I can't wait to get back in the stadium.
The frustrating thing for me is like you watch the Wales game, a midweek game, and there was 27,000 there, and you just, as a Cardiff fan, you just wish that was the case for Cardiff games as well, don't you?
It's the worst thing is, right, I don't know what's happened, but I remember in Indian Park, we have 12,000 fans there and a place you rock in. And this place, you 18,000 fans and you couldn't hear a pin drop. Something's got to be done in the club. I think they try to kill the fan base. I don't know whoever's running it. Is it the guy in charge of the stadium, security or whatever? Is it Nash or whatever? All they want to do is just destroy the soul of the club, but let's be honest. They're separating the fans. If anyone causes trouble, you're on CCTV at 1,000 different angles. They know who you are. Just put us next to the away fans again. It creates an atmosphere. It creates banter. It's a good laugh. It's just a better atmosphere. I don't understand why they have to do it, guys. They're just trying to destroy the soul of the club. That's so frustrating. We could have 20,000 there and be dead quiet.
Happy days. So we're going to start to wrap up, guys. So if there's anything else you want to ask or you want us to cover, if you've got any questions, any comments you want us to mention, please get it in there. But yeah, me and Rhys will both be at the game on Wednesday. Rhys is in the Canton end, block 103, right at the back, you know?
Yeah, 103 at the very back of the Canton. Usually trying to start the chanting going. Usually start and usually feel my own.
Go and share your lemon sherbet sweets with Rhys at the back, guys.
Exactly, I need the ego boost. Yeah, all your lemon sherbets.
I'm in the family end with the kids, so yeah, see what happens. I think he's open for the Canton end next year, but you know, he's nodding next to me. But
yeah, Canton is just where we stand. Like I said, is trying to get the chance going. Me and one of the boys have a game where we try and see who can get most chance started. Like, and to be fair, we always get one or two going. So it's always a good laugh about the Canton. The guys up there are brilliant, to be fair.
Jonathan Davis, how long do you think Rhys will be interim manager before they allow him his own staff? So let's finish up on the manager situation then. So what's your gut feeling, Matt? What do you think's going to happen?
I think they've said to him, right, we want Bilic. So you've got until January to prove us wrong. Or you've got until this date in January to make a case for yourself. And if you're doing a good job, we'll stick with you. If not, we're going to go with Bilic. I think they've done that, I think, honestly. And that's why they won't bring his staff in yet, because they don't know if they're going to have to replace him for Bilic's staff.
I've got a funny feeling they'll bring Bilic in, but they'll want Rhys to stay as well.
But if you've had the taste of the big job, I mean, the players love you. I mean, will Bilic want him there? Will he be thinking, if things go bad for me, this guy's by my back with a knife ready for me? He'll want my job again. So, I don't know. I think he'd be thinking, I don't know. I don't think anyone in the club knows, to be fair. Let's be honest. They're flipping a coin every day, innit? Shall we make the club a better place or not? Nope, never mind, we won't. I just didn't do that, honestly. The way they run the club's an absolute joke. All of them are. They're absolute jokers. Honestly, I can't stand them. I'll be outside the stadium on Wednesday now because my card won't work.
Cancelled.
Yeah, season ticket blocked. Ban in order.
Yeah, but that's what I think. I reckon. I think they'll have Bilic in and Rhys to work alongside him, and I think. I don't know. I think Bilic has probably been around the block long enough to understand. But obviously, if he's got backroom staff, he's going to probably want to bring them in as well, isn't he? So it'll be interesting to see what happens.
Then would Bilic want something like Tan Foden between them all in every night to talk about football? We've had all these other managers say, Tan Foden's 2-3 in the morning, and he wants to give team talks. Would Bilic allow that? I mean, would they want something like Bilic who will say no? Because we've heard other players saying Ollie was just a yes man for the board. We don't want his player to say you got to drop him, and all of a sudden they're all to drop certain players. I don't think Bilic would do that.
Can you imagine the reaction any other manager would have yeah, you can manage us, but you can only use the under-21s coaches.
Honestly, like I said, it's...
Paul, I've heard Bilic wants Julian Dick as number 2. I think that was a rumour that came out first of all, right at the very beginning when his name was mentioned, wasn't it?
Isn't he coach or manager now?
What's that?
Pretty sure someone said the other day, Julian Dick's his coach. Is he the manager or number 2 someone else today?
I'm not too sure. Yeah, I'm not too sure. I think he'd be a good person to have in and around.
He's currently a manager of Heybridge Swifts. So obviously it'd be a bigger payday for him, but would you want to drop that? Would you? I don't know. It's one of those where would you want to leave your chance of being a manager to be someone's number 2 again? Yeah, because we know even if Bilic does come in, right, and he gets a 2-3-year deal, he won't stay longer than 2 years. Because if he does a good job, he'll be off. If he does a bad job, he'll be off. So I don't know. I just don't know. I think they'll try and keep Rhys as number 2. And if I was Rhys, I'd be unhappy as Larry about that. I mean, again, we'll see where we are come January. Now we could be out of the playoffs come January. At that point, then you can't replace Rhys.
No.
Up to be in the relegation zone where you have no choice but to do it. So.
No, I hope they keep him there. To be honest, I was all for keeping Bullet as well. So, but who knows with our great club. Jonathan Davis says Jody Morris or Brian Barry Murphy are needed in with Ritza. That'll be the key thing is if they do allow him to stay, who are they going to allow him to bring in? That's the big thing for us, I think.
Yeah, but again. We need a goalkeeping coach because I think we got a temporary one in Gavin Ward. Does Darren Pearce drop back to the under-23s, or does he stay as defensive coach? Do we bring if he's the manager? Do we bring another attacking coach in? I just don't understand what we lost a fitness coach. I think under when Bullock left as well. A fitness coach went, so we don't know who's doing that job for starters because none of them really look at match fit. To be fair.
Yeah, I thought that today, to be honest, considering they've been off for 2 weeks. I know the conditions up in Sheffield today have been awful and, conditions, but, saying that, you say the conditions were awful. They're still like playing on bloody carpet, and all the
exactly.
pictures these days compared to what it was like, 20, 30 years ago. But, yeah, we shall see. Let's hopefully... we can have a catch-up in the week, but and obviously next week we'll be talking about 3 points gained in the week and then 3 points on the road to Coventry. I might be going to Coventry yet, so I'm not 100% sure. I don't think I'm waiting on somebody in the know to let me know on Friday if he can get me tickets to go up and travel. So potentially I might be going. So, yeah, I have to see what happens. What have we got planned for your week, but anything exciting?
Back in the gym now, Monday. Back training hard. And then back to work again. I know, my left. I don't know if you know, but I benched 100k my 1 rep max today. I told everyone about that. Back to benching big numbers again now. But yeah,
what was it? Just 100k, was it? Was that warming up?
Yeah, well... My 1 bench max I was, but back to the gym on Monday, back to work as well. Game Wednesday, can't wait.
Yeah, start a new job Monday, so looking forward to that. Getting back into a bit of routine and stuff. So I've had a bit of time off after I left my other one. So looking forward to starting somewhere new, giving it a go. And looking forward to. I don't finish work on Wednesday till 5:30, so it's going to be a bit of a mad rush end to get down to. I like to get down early and park up and Josh up in Costco. Loves his Costco meet up with the boys, doesn't he?
Oh, it's brilliant today, to be fair. Coffee and a pizza slice.
Yeah, can't fault it. But top man, buddy, enjoy the rest of your weekend and I'll speak to you in the week. Cheers, guys, for all the interaction, the comments. If you can, like and share, that'll be great. After the video has stopped or the live have stopped, if you can go in and put your predictions for Wednesday night against Coventry, that will help us. It'll, keep things ticking over. All the comments and the shares and things after the live has stopped really helps. Rhys, I know you always like to mention, because we're still in November, do you want to fire that away, but?
Yeah, again, guys, it's November this month, so as you know, Men's Mental Health Month and stuff. Make sure you're checking on your friends, checking your loved ones. If they say they're fine, just keep checking them regardless. And if someone's checking on you, always reach out to any of us. We're all the social medias on this. Just click more at the bottom, and our social media pops up, so you can message us as well. Just keep yourselves going, guys. Keep checking each other. Stay strong out there, Sol.
Happy days. Did I say Coventry on Wednesday as well, John? Did I? My apologies, but I knew it was, I don't know, my arse from my elbow today.
Costco,
yeah, that's got Josh in my ear shouting Costco. But yeah, QPR on Wednesday. So what's your predictions? QPR on Wednesday. Get them in the chat afterwards. Thank you. Good night. God bless you all. Speak to you soon.